Today, we are diving into a really cool mystery from the world of mathematics. It's a story that connects the old Soviet Union to the dorm rooms of China's best and brightest students. It's the story of a book, a legend, and a nickname that just doesn't seem to make any sense. So picture this. You're walking through the dorms at a top university like Tsinghua or Peking. You'd think you'd see desks covered in laptops running complex code or tablets with the latest learning software. But you'll also see something else, a book, a very old and very famous book. And this is not just any old book. It's not sleek or modern. It's a thick, heavy, seriously intimidating volume from the Soviet era. It's pretty much the last thing you'd expect to be a staple in the 21st century, but it has this incredible hold on students, and it has a name they all know. That's right. This beast of a Soviet math book is known affectionately, or maybe infamously, as Jimmy. So how on earth does a Russian book get an English nickname in China? Well, that is the puzzle we are going to solve today. Okay, first things first, let's get to know the object at the heart of this whole story. What exactly is this book that's trained generations of scientists and engineers?
All right, its official title is Problems in Mathematical Analysis, and the author is a guy named Boris Demitovich. It was originally made for students at Moscow State University, and its purpose was dead simple: intense, focused problem training. This isn't a book you read for beautiful explanations of theory. Nope, this is a book you do.
And when I say you do it, I am not kidding. The book is packed with over 4,000 exercises. It covers everything. We're talking limits, derivatives, differential equations, you name it. The sheer volume is a huge part of its legend. This slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the typical modern textbook. It's trying to be accessible with nice diagrams and stories, balancing theory and practice. Then you've got Demitovich. It is all about pure, distilled problem solving. It's not there to make you feel comfortable. It's there to build raw technical skill through sheer, relentless practice. So we've got this tough-as-nails Soviet-era problem book. How in the world did it become a cornerstone of math education in China? Well, the story starts quite a while ago. Back in the 1950s, China looked to the Soviet Union to model its higher education system. Part of that was importing and translating their most important textbooks. And while other classics were adopted, Demitovich really stood out because of that insane number of problems. For an educational system that deeply values disciplined practice, it was the perfect tool. Okay, we know what the book is and how it got to China. So now it's time for the main event. Let's finally crack the code behind the nickname Jimmy. To understand this, we need a super quick language lesson. It all comes down to this idea called transliteration. It's not about what a word means, it's about what it sounds like. You're basically writing the sounds of one language using the characters of another. And that is the whole key right there. Now, you might think the nickname comes from his first name, Boris. You know, it's formally transliterated into Chinese as Bao Lisi. But that's not it. The real secret is hiding in his last name, Demitovich. So here's exactly how it went down. Step 1. Students just called the book by the author's last name, Demitovich. Simple enough. But the Chinese transliteration of Demitovich is something like Jimmy Dowei Qi. That's a mouthful, which brings us to step 2. Students did what students everywhere do. They made up slang. Over years of late-night study sessions, that long name got shortened to just its first 2 syllables, Jimmy. And from there, step 3, it is a very short leap for that spoken shorthand Jimmy to morph into the easy-to-say English-sounding name we hear today, Jimmy. It's just a fantastic example of linguistic evolution happening in real time. And this quote shows you exactly how it's used. It's not just a name. It's a verb. It's a challenge. It's this whole shared experience. Students talk about doing Jimmy problems or even fighting Jimmy. The name itself is now part of university folklore. But this is about so much more than a funny nickname. So why does a book like this, with its really old-fashioned approach, still hold so much power and relevance for students today? The Jimmy experience is, well, it's a rite of passage. Students don't just read it. They talk about battling it, wrestling with the problems for hours on end. And that process, those long nights of intense focus, builds something incredibly valuable that a lot of modern tools can overlook: mathematical stamina. It's the ability to sit with a really hard problem and just keep going until you crack it. This quote says it all, doesn't it? The book is seen as a trial by fire. It is so hard and so comprehensive that if you can get through Demitovich, your actual classes in mathematical analysis start to feel, well, manageable, maybe even easy. It's the ultimate training ground.
And this legacy isn't just stuck in China. The book's influence has quietly spread across the entire globe, becoming a standard for rigorous math training in all sorts of different places. I mean, look at this. While China is definitely its biggest fan, its influence is huge across Eastern Europe, its home country of Russia, and other parts of Asia. And get this, it's a favorite tool for training students for those elite mathematics Olympiads all around the world. It has become a quiet, global gold standard.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? In our rush for new educational tech, new apps, new platforms, the story of Jimmy is this powerful reminder. Sometimes the most effective tool is the simplest one, just a well-designed book filled with thousands of carefully crafted problems.
And that really leaves us with a final question to think about. In an age of AI tutors and gamified learning, what can we still learn from the philosophy of a dense, intimidating, and incredibly effective Soviet problem book? What does the legend of Jimmy tell us about what it really takes to achieve deep learning and mastery?